Starting off with round 1, question 1. What is by far the largest country in the world as measured by land area? That is Russia. Russia is that country. Round 1, question 2. The British band Alt-J gains their name from the Mac keyboard shortcut needed to generate what Greek letter seen here, commonly used to indicate change? The answer is delta. Delta is that Greek letter. Round 1, question 3. What cocktail consisting of tequila, orange liqueur, and lime juice is traditionally served with salt on the rim of the glass? The answer is the margarita. Margarita is that drink. Next question is question 4, round 1, question 4. After the cancellation of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, what city will host the 2022 Winter Games, their second time hosting the Games in the 21st century? That city is Beijing. Beijing, who previously hosted in 2008, though that was the Summer Games. Next is question 5, round 1, question 5. In a year where April Fool's pranks were rare, what video game honored the tradition in 2020 by placing googly eyes on all the playable heroes as shown here? That game was Overwatch. Overwatch was that game. Round 1, question 6. Born Peter Jean Hernandez in Honolulu, Hawaii, what singer with Filipino, Puerto Rican, and Ashkenazi Jewish heritage performs with a backup band called the Hooligans? That singer is Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars. Round 1, question 7. Much like saying ATM machine or PIN number, saying DC Comics is technically redundant as the C stands for comics. What does the D stand for? The D stands for detective. DC is Detective Comics. Round 1, question 8. Binford Tools is a fictional hardware and power tool company from what 90s sitcom? That sitcom is Home Improvement. Home Improvement. Round 1, question 9. One of only 4 MDs to play in the NFL, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif won the Super Bowl with what team in February 2020, after which he opted out of the 2020 NFL season to work in a long-term care facility in Montreal? That team that won the Super Bowl in 2020 was the Kansas City Chiefs. Asian American cultural icons. I take it that was Bruno Mars. And question 10 of round 1. The igneous rock called kimberlite, which can contain diamonds, earned its name from the town of Kimberley in what diamond-producing nation? That country is South Africa. South Africa. Round 2 was the visual round, and I showed you pictures of people, and you needed to indicate their names. Their first name was started with an S and last name starting with a B. So these people with the initials SB. Number 1 was Sean Bean. Number 2, Simone Biles. Number 3, Sepp Blatter. Here are 4, 5, and 6. And the person in number 4 is named Susan Boyle. Number 5, that is Steve Ballmer, formerly of Microsoft. And number 6, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Stephanie Beatrice. Here with 7 and 8 are a couple other people with the initials SB. The person in number 7 is the music executive Scooter Braun. Number 8 is the singer Dame Shirley Bassey. 9-9 and developers. Great clip on YouTube if you haven't seen it, of Steve Ballmer. Here are 9 and 10, 2 other people with the initials SB. In number 9, the person portrayed there is the artist Sandro Botticelli. And in number 10, you may know him from The Mentalist. His name is Simon Baker. Simon Baker. That was round 2. Round 3 was the music round, and you had to indicate the title of the songs as well as the artist that is performing the songs. So, here we had song number 1 was Even Flow by Pearl Jam. Song number 2, Let Me Love You by Mario. Song number 3, The Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy. Song 4 was Going Bad by Meek Mill. Song 5 was Somebody to Love by Jefferson Airplane. Song 6 was Full Clip by Gang Starr. Song 7 was Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. Song 8 was The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. Song number 9 was Red Solo Cup by Toby Keith. And song number 10, Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. And the common theme, which is indicated by the words that are highlighted here, is paper. So we had Paper Jam, Paper Mario, Paper Thin, Paper Mill, Paper Airplane, and then Paper Clip, Paperback, Paper Chain, Paper Cup, and Paper Tiger. PC load letter? What the does that mean? Love Office Space. On to round 4, which is the hidden theme round. Question 1. In 1991, what NBA team drafted Dikembe Mutombo, who in 1994 helped the team become the first 8th seed in NBA playoffs history to upset the first seed, that is, the Seattle Supersonics? That team was the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets. Question 2. The Dnieper River passes through what national capital city before flowing south into the Black Sea? That city is Kiev. It can be spelled in a couple different ways. Round 4, question 3. What number is represented by the Roman numerals LXV? That number is 65. 65. Round 4, question 4. For what HBO series did Idris Elba have to hide his London accent and background in his first 3 auditions, as its creator David Simon instructed his casting director not to allow any non-Americans? That HBO series was The Wire. The Wire. Round 4, question 5. Born Joseph Ward Simmons, what 1980s rapper added Reverend to his stage name when he became an ordained Pentecostal minister in the early 2000s? He goes by Reverend Run, one of the members of Run DMC. Round 4, question 6. The word greenest is the superlative form of the adjective green, but the word least is the superlative form of what adjective? Least is the superlative form of little. Littlest is not a word, I don't believe, but least is the superlative form of little. Round 4, question 7. What word can mean delicate? A type of public takeover bid in corporate finance, or a type of boat used to service and support other ships? That word is tender. Tender. Round 4, question 8. What silent film about aviators in World War I won Outstanding Picture at the first Academy Awards in 1929? That film is called Wings. Wings. Round 4, question 9. In 1924, Russian biochemist Alexander Oparin postulated that billions of years ago, the Earth's surface had a thick, hot liquid that created the conditions for carbon-based life to form. What did he call this liquid material? He called it the primordial soup. Primordial soup. Is it also not the superlative of less? So less would be the comparative form. So it would be little, less, and least would be the normal form, the comparative form, and the superlative form. So, the theme of round 4, as you may have guessed from seeing nuggets, Kiev, 65, wire, run, little, tender, wings, and soup, the thing that connects all of those is chicken. Chicken nuggets, chicken Kiev, chicken 65, chicken wire, chicken run, chicken little, chicken tender, chicken wings, and chicken soup. Less, lesser, least. I'll have to double check on that. My understanding is that less is already the comparative form, but I'll take a look at that again. Okay, on to round 5. Round 5 general trivia, starting with question 1. Question 1. Pottery Barn and West Elm are subsidiaries of what San Francisco-based high-end housewares and kitchenwares company? That company is Williams-Sonoma. Williams-Sonoma. Dr. DansQuiz doing the chicken dance in the chat. Kukuka-cha! Kukuka-cha! Round 5, question 2. What American astronaut originally dropped out of college to pursue a tennis career before earning 3 degrees at Stanford, joining NASA as a flight engineer, and launching into space in June 1983? That astronaut's name is Sally Ride. Sally Ride originally dropped out to pursue a tennis career and then chose a very different career. On to round 5, question 3. In the music video for the Lonely Eyelid song, I'm on a Boat, Andy Samberg wins a boat ride for 3 and chooses to invite Akiva and what other person? In the music video, he snubs the 3rd member of Lonely Island, that is Yorma, and instead chooses to invite T-Pain. T-Pain. On to round 5, question 4. A car and a bike are continuously circling the same 2-mile circuit track in opposite directions. The car travels 45 miles per hour clockwise around the track. The bike travels 15 miles per hour counterclockwise around the track. How much time in minutes elapses between each time they pass? This can be a tricky one. There's a number of different ways to solve it. The way that I like is simply to identify how much ground is covered by each of the cars. So, in an hour, they're collectively covering 60 miles. 60 miles in an hour. And so that's 1 mile a minute, and therefore, to cover a 2-mile track, they would need to spend 2 minutes doing that. 2 minutes. On to round 5, question 5. Stomatitis is a term for inflammation of what part of the body, which is not the stomach? That is the term for inflammation of the mouth. Inflammation of the mouth. Round 5, question 6. The winner of what annual tournament receives a trophy that features the pineapple seen here, though there is no known explanation of the origins of the pineapple? That tournament is Wimbledon. Wimbledon trophy has a pineapple, and no one knows why. Very strange. On to round 5, question 7. With Nouakchott as its capital, what country south of Morocco gains its name from a rough translation of Land of the Moors? That country is Mauritania. Mauritania. Round 5, question 8. To avoid confusion with Goldie Hawn's daughter, what pop singer adopted a made-up last name as her stage name before releasing a 2010 album that produced 5 #1 hits, tying her with Michael Jackson's Bad? That singer is Katy Perry, who was originally Katie Hudson but didn't want to be confused with Kate Hudson, and so made up the last name Perry. Next is question 9, round 5, question 9. The youth organization 4-H encourages personal development in 4 areas, which is the only one which is not a tangible part of the human body. So the 4 are head, heart, and hands. Those are the 3 that are parts of the body, and the part that is not part of the body is health. Health is the answer to number 9. That leaves us with the last question. for today's trivia, and that is question 10. If you had the letters A, E, I, L, N, R on your Scrabble rack, what Scrabble legal 7-letter word could you make? You could make the word airline. Airline.